What up? I hope you're having a good day. I got some stuff I'm testing out here for you guys. The main goal here is to figure out the difference between these two cameras. Now I am in extremely bright sunlight, and they're both filming at 24 frames per second in 2.7K. So I thought, let's compare that footage from both of them. Now, the one on my right side is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and we've just hit cloud cover, so we'll see how both these cameras adjust. I'm going to go ahead and double tap my face, and now we're going to be active tracking with the Osmo. So, I mean, I'm just curious to see how these things, everything's in auto for basically both cameras. You've got a vivid color profile on the Insta360 Go 3. That's this one over here, and then you've got this over here. So there's my two cameras. And then, obviously, if we bring them together. Now, the thing is, if I start running, what happens? You know, how does the stabilization go? Obviously, you've got the mechanical stabilization with the Pocket 3, and then you've got the physical stabilization with the Go 3. I've got the Go 3 set on standard right now, which is not its best stabilization. And I don't think the Pocket 3 has any sort of special stabilization. We'll find out in a second. Oh, I just about lost that. All right, so both of these cameras are now basically tracking my face for exposure and stuff. I'm just walking. I changed the Go 3 over to the high setting for stabilization. They do have an extreme setting or a max setting. Overall, the images look great. The Osmo looks a little more like, I don't know, color neutral. The vivid on the Action, or the Go 3 is a little different. The Pocket 3 versus the Go 3. Everything's, I guess, at a 3 right now. Now, the audio is coming straight from the Pocket 3 and the Go 3. I don't have the wireless mic turned on that's over there. So, that's interesting. As far as, like, the FOV, it's pretty similar, but if I start running, let's see what happens. Okay, that's kind of what we got going on there. You do have a digital zoom. If my arm is stable, I feel like the Go 3 and the Pocket 3 are pretty similar. I don't know. Guess we'll find out in the post edit. But overall, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the wide field of view for the Pocket 3, just so we can see kind of what we got going on here, and then we'll go from there. So currently both cameras are recording, and I'm using the wireless mic now for the Action, or the Pocket 3. The Go 3 is just the normal sound that I've always used. So the wind thing is on. It is very windy out here. I'm very curious to see how this thing is picking up my voice. If I go quiet, I'm showing the volume levels at like medium when I'm quiet. I've also got the float, the 32-bit float turned on, and the cut on, so hopefully this audio comes out really nice for the Go 3 or the Pocket 3. Gosh, Pocket 3, Go 3, it's kind of a mess there, isn't it? Let's go ahead and give it a little jog really quick. I do have the wider field of view turned on right now, so there's that. We'll kind of just run with it. If I was normally running, this is how I would be running. So there we go. Overall, not bad. I am going to go ahead and switch over the Go 3 to the what's the word I'm looking for? The free frame mode, which gives you a little bit of stuff in post plus better stabilization. I don't know why I'm tripping on this, so we'll see how this goes. So it's pretty cool how you can press the record button on the Pocket 3 and like the mic on it automatically starts recording audio. And the Go 3, I've got it on free frame mode right now, so I'm going to adjust some stuff in post. But overall, the stabilization I know on the Go 3 is just insane. And I'm not even really worried about the angle on this one because a little bit of that can happen in post. I'm going to actually pump that up just a smidgen. All right. So the Pocket 3 is now in 4K 60, which is kind of insane. So if I was to run with this, I've got the wide thing on. That's kind of what we're getting here. I'm be very curious to see how both of these turn out in post. I mean, I'm shaking a lot. I'm doing my best to hold the Pocket 3 stable, but I'm still running. So, and then obviously the Go 3 is where it's at. So we'll see how that goes. These are just tests for me, honestly. Hopefully it all works out. So I just switched the field of view back to, for the Pocket 3, I took off the extra lens, so we're just on what it comes with as a standard field of view, and I'm holding it at arm's length, so that's what you're getting. The Go 3, on the other hand, at arm's length, I do have this little thing on here, so, you know, that's what I would probably honestly put with the Pocket. No, I don't know. I think I would keep the Pocket 3 pretty standard here. So, yeah, I'd probably just stick with the simplicity of the Pocket 3's setup. Maybe because you can tilt this. How much can you tilt this? Oh, that's interesting. So I guess you could kind of like film at the angle, which is interesting. Overall, I mean, we'll see how this running thing works when I'm at this angle. Let's go ahead and take that up a notch. And then what if I'm tracking my face here? Active track enabled. So we are just bopping along. I don't know if active track is really what you want when you're out here doing this. I feel like the gimbal's gonna try and move a ton to keep up with my face. So if active track is off, I actually think the gimbal will do better. Yeah, I think it does. So that's interesting. Whoa, okay, that's okay. Let's recenter the gimbal. Nope, I want face track off. There we go, that's off now. Perfect, I think. Yeah, it's off. I'm really curious to hear this audio at the end of this, so we'll see how that goes. But here we go. Just running, checking everything out, making sure we got everything that we want. And I think that's enough test footage for now. Let's go see what we have going on here, okay? My arm's kind of tired from carrying both of these cameras. Wow, the field of view at this same point is pretty different. Like the Go 3 is giving me a massive extra field of view, but I think the Pocket 3 is a significantly higher quality image. So there's the transition from light to dark. If I double tap, so we got my face focused, how is it going to do with that? Rotating back and forth. That is our light to dark rotation. And then once again, shadows. Wow, the Go 3 or the Pocket 3 does a significantly better job handling those transitions and going into darkness. So let's go into a dark hallway. How's the Pocket 3 gonna do? I'm still pretty heavily backlit. I mean, I'm basically lost with the Go 3. It's doing its best. And then, wow, yeah. I wouldn't even say there's a comparison here. That's kind of crazy. So, dang. All right, here we go. So I just wanted to show you guys this really quickly, just so we could all see what I'm seeing here. There's a first-person view of the Pocket 3, and obviously I've got the Go 3 on my head, so that's showing all of it. But what's interesting to me is this, right? So this is good, this is pretty good. This is where I think the issue is with the Pocket 3, and we'll see. I mean, obviously you're not going to be moving it up and down a ton, but I don't know just how it's going to handle on that kind of stuff. You know, if you're just walking around, running, trying to film like that, and then coming back into an angle like this. So we'll see. There's the two of them together, side by side, basically. And that kind of gives you an idea. Wow, it's an interesting little take on the whole scenario, that's for sure. All right, let's see how this goes.